Happy 4th of July. Time to wake the neighbors up. Good morning, guys. Finally made it down to 295. We are headed south. We are on our way down to go visit our buddy John Muldoon's Diesel Transmissions. We are going to get the 05 just checked up, a little bit of tweaks here and there on the valve body, and that is where we are headed. Got some coffee this morning because last night was a late night getting today's video, or well, yesterday's video up. But anyway, I'm going to try and get some towing videos for you guys as far as gauges, EGTs, what it's like to try and drive this thing. Between the truck and the trailer, roughly about 15,000 pounds, so might be light for some of you guys, might be kind of heavy for others. But if you don't know, 6.7, 6-speed manual truck, stock fuel, 467 second gen swap. It's pretty much to give you the gist of it. So the truck never leaves Tune 5. So this is on Tune 5 all the way up. But thankful that it's not really hot out yet. The windows have been down. It's been great with no AC. Hopefully on the way back we don't get stuck in miles and miles of traffic, which I'm sure probably will happen. But if you haven't seen my last video of when we were down at John's, he pretty much went over all the stages of transmissions that he builds and everything. I'll try and put a link somewhere in this general area. Can't say enough good things about John. He is just an awesome dude, awesome business, builds a awesome transmission. So go check out that latest video. Go check out his website. His website has all of his stages and everything. My truck, Andrew's truck, Jesse's truck, pretty much everybody's truck is running a Muldoon's transmission. So make sure you go check him out. This is cruising about 70 miles an hour. Just do a little short acceleration here. That's about 80 miles an hour now. Very light throttle needed on that. Alright, so we're here now. That's why I have my seatbelt off. But the highest EGTs that I've really ever seen pushing this thing is like 1200 max. And that was really pushing it. So we're here now. I'm going to back this bad Larry up and get her unloaded.
Alright, so today we are doing a revision on Greg's valve body. When we initially built Greg's valve body, we didn't know what we know now, and we've got some revisions to raise his baseline pressure with this torque converter on law. Originally, this This makes around 130 PSI unlocked and 210 locked up. With our revision, he'll have 150 to 160 PSI unlocked. And what that will help do is help keep the forward clutches applied and keep them from slipping when he's brake boosted.
Oh, okay.
Something we figured out. You can make higher boost and not have to worry about compromising your forward clutch back.
So that's primarily for, you know, like boosted launches?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that. See, that's why I didn't say anything and I let John do the talking. So trucks all day long.
Yeah, it never stops. It's getting a little bad.
So basically, in dummy terms, we're raising the valve body pressure.
We're getting more baseline pressure.
More pressures.
More pressure, more horsepower.
More better.
More better.
What are you actually taking off?
Your TTVA, your transmission throttle valve actually.
Oh, that has to come off?
Yup, to drop the valve body. Just put it off to the side, and then we have to remove the linkage.
So once the valve body's out, are you gonna put it in your tester?
Yes.
Oh, a little tester action again.
Oh yeah, we gotta, anytime I take it out and I do any kind of modification, I put it on the tester to verify that it's gonna work okay.
Before it goes back in the truck.
Yeah, because I don't like doing things twice.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. All right, people. Well, me and John were just having a discussion, and like I've hinted before in videos, is the transmission is going to be needing to be done in the first gen. So we are right now discussing differences and options going forward, building the 518 that's in there or doing a 47 swap, which is pretty popular. Seeing that the truck is two-wheel drive, it's even a little less complicated than a four-wheel drive truck. So right now we'll let John do all the technical talking of differences and advantages of really going to a 47 and then, you know, 47RE, 47RH, seeing that it's a swapped truck now, what is going to control shifting.
Just like that.
So it'll just hang there, huh?
Smooth as butter. Still drainy.
It's like you know what you're doing.
I've done this up to 10 times in one day.
Into John's secret valve body layer. These next modifications are top secret, property of John and Muldoon's Diesel, so you will not be seeing those. Boop. Yeah.
Check, you know, now we're good. The tag. That's really all I did. I put a tag.
Right, that's all we really did. Just the tag just bumps up the pressure just enough.
It's like the 10 horsepower stickers.
Yeah, yep. But it's a metal tag, so it's way better.
Yes.
It's more legitimate.
It's laser engraved. You know, you don't get that precision with a sticker.
No. That's why it's only 10 a sticker. Laser engraved plaque, I mean.
Yeah, the funny thing, this on average probably gets us 10 PSI. But it's what makes the difference between 130 and 140 to 150.
I think last time we just called this a big fancy fluid squirter.
That's all it is. That's exactly what it is. Oh yeah! We got 150 unlocked. And 230 locked up. 225, 230 locked up. Check fourth gear. Yeah, around 230 locked up. Oh, actually, yeah, 230. Now we'll run it through the automatic test.
So this is like the truck would be shifting it?
Yep. So when this is your governor pressure here. When that comes down, it's going to go into first gear, your main line. So now we have, before we had 130 main line, now we have 150, 155. Hot, it'll probably drop down to around 140, but that's perfect for unlocked. And then as the truck's ECM. Your ECM, this is essentially simulating your ECM. Your governor pressure, the duty cycle on the solenoid. The duty cycle is changed on the solenoid, which is responsible for gear shift 1 through 3. Just like the last video.
Yeah, so, you don't need to go into all that. I gave you the link. If you want to see the other full...
second.
Here you go. I'll link it right there.
Make sure second kicks down back into first. There's third, kicks down into second. Third wide open, full governor. We got third. We got fourth. And we got lock up. So we're good. Good to go. Put in the truck.
This one is good.
Squirt, squirt. See that little? That's what made the difference right there. Yep, that little guy.
As I drive my camera to transmission fluid.
Do that. As far as your 518 goes, it's the predecessor to the 47RH. It's a 4-speed non-lockup transmission with a hydraulically controlled governor. That didn't snap, my wrench just slipped off. And the main difference between your RH and your 518 is one's lockup and one isn't. And with diesels, lockup is your friend.
So besides lockup, that's really the main advantage of swapping to that style transmission?
Yeah, you're going to get much better fuel economy, much better.
Oh, we don't care about fuel economy. We just holding horsepower.
Okay. Well, you can still hold a decent amount of horsepower with a 518.
Really? Okay.
Yes. However, with some upgrades inside, you're going to want to upgrade your aluminum planetaries to a steel one, and putting a direct drum in that will accommodate for higher clutch count, like one out of a 47RE, would be wise.
Okay, so basically, so going to the RE to the RH, there's differences that one makes better than the other there too.
Yes. Yeah, so your RH typically comes with a 4-pinion aluminum front planetary on the intermediate gear train, which is definitely a weak point. It's the second time I did that. Some of them have, I believe some of them have weaker overdrive planetaries as well. Yes, they have 4-pinion overdrive planetaries, where your 47RE has a 5-pinion steel front planetary and a 5-pinion steel overdrive planetary. The 47REs, they still have an aluminum 4-pinion planetary, a rear planetary in the intermediate gear train. But we have customers with 1,000 horsepower on full manual builds using those. So we don't have any issues with that. The main thing is the front planetary. They break with anything really over like 400, 450 horsepower.
And then I guess talking about controlling them,
yeah.
What are the options if you're going to be swapping either or to control them?
Well, your RH, it's going to run by itself. It has a mechanical governor built into the output shaft. So as far as shifting goes, that thing will shift itself.
Okay.
The two things that aren't going to shift itself on an RH is your lockup and your overdrive. A lot of people run a Hobbs switch off the governor port, and they'll run like a lockup switch.
Right.
But that's not ideal, because you don't always want it to lock up at 55 miles an hour. You don't always want it to go into overdrive 55 miles an hour. Like if you've got a big turbine on your turbo and
you want to wind it out a little bit.
You want to wind it out. So ultimately, you could run, some people run RHs with like a ratchet shifter, and then they control their lockup and overdrive.
Okay.
Like one of our switch shifters.
And then the other one is, besides the PCS, a full manual option?
Well, there's another option too with the RE. Since it's an electronic governor, you are going to need some kind of standalone computer harness, and well, you could use the factory valve body if you're running like one of Fire Punk's anteaters. Some people run those and love them. We like, with REs, if it's a daily driven truck, we like to see something with variable line pressure. We are working on something to take care of that.
Oh boy. Is that a first time secret getting dropped right there?
It is.
Oh
it is.
Boy.
Yep. We've got
More Muldoon's innovations getting
we have
here firsthand.
We've got something running on a bench. It runs on a bench. We just need to do some real world testing for variable pressure, standalone controlling on. It'll date back to even a 727. It'll work on. So we're excited for that to come out. But yeah, I mean, as far as your RE, you've got like you said, you've got full manual. You've got PCS, which is quite costly. Or you've got like an anteater.
Right. Okay.
Fire pump.
Okay.
Those are your three.
And then if you were going to swap a 48, because the 48's even better than all of those options in general.
Yep.
Then your PCS or full manual.
Or you could run an anteater as well.
Oh, okay.
That would work as well on a 48. Yep. The RE, in comparison to the RH, the dimensions on a 4-wheel drive unit are different. On a 2-wheel drive, I mean, we've looked at them on the bench. They look the same.
Yeah.
Now your 48, if you want to get a good core to build a transmission to support north of 1,000 horsepower, highly recommend a 48. You've got a thicker sun shell. You've got 6-pinion steel planetaries throughout the transmission. You've got an oil pump that flows more volume right off the bat. That's always a plus. It's like the heart of the transmission. And if you are going automatic, the valve bodies make more pressure right off the bat too. So we like 48s for high horsepower stuff, and that's why they're so hard to get a hold of. Everybody scooped them up.
So they basically go in line. 518's okay, 47's better, 48's best.
Yeah, I think from a budget perspective, you know, and for ease of installation, you could always do a RH with a couple little upgrades inside. We can make the RH hold power too. So, you know, if you don't necessarily want to run a full manual and you want it to shift automatically, an RH is going to be the easiest bolt-in setup.
Okay.
Yeah. And we got to put a filter in.
All that knowledge.
It's all up here.
Hell no.
Race truck like, man.
Your air conditioning is on right now.
The windows are down.
Yeah, the windows are down.
Oh yeah, we're good. We got 155 there, so we're good for mainline unlocked. I know we're good there. That's right on the money.
God damn.
That bitch pulls. Yeah, we're money. We're 238 on the dot. That's wide open?
Not really.
No. Oh my gosh. He's fast, Greg.
Holy hell.
Woo! Is that wide open?
Yeah, for a split second.
Yeah, like 240. We're dialed. We're perfect. Yeah, we're good.
I was like maybe 85 pounds.
Holy. This thing's a monster.
All right, guys, test drive. It's a massive success. We're just gonna wait for the transmission to cool down, grab some lunch, grab that little sensor for the trans pressures out of there, and then be good to go. But in the meantime, we're gonna take the shop truck. And if you haven't already checked out the previous video of John's, which by now the link's been here a million times. Pretty much John built the entire thing, single turbo, 475, 150% over injectors. But it's got one mod that no other truck, well, maybe not no other truck, but very seldom, count them on one hand, mod have, which you guys will see.
Wawa, here we come.
Oh, what are you in a Ferrari over here? What are these guys? It's a Dodge Ferrari, huh?
It's a Ferraromans.
It's a Ferraromans.
It's a Ferraromans. Engine braking.
Sounds like a big truck.
The AC's on.
But it's not just the paddles and this cool thing. The PCS valve body, which we were talking about a little bit before, is what allows that to do that, and also it being completely integrated with your factory engine harness.
Yeah.
Correct? Did I screw anything up there?
100% correct.
So this isn't just a steering wheel paddle shifter upgrade. It's the valve body, the transmission, and also all of the wire integration, which took you quite a long time, right?
Took a little bit. The main thing was implementing these to the column. That was the hardest part. The actual PCS was pretty straightforward. Crank signal, map signal, throttle position sensor.
Back to Mexico we are. That downshift is the coolest part.
Oh, you want to see some engine braking? Oh, here we go. We'll screech some tires.
Oh God.
You can hear with the windows down, but...
Likes to party.
Damn right.
Woo! That feels like a Dodge Rari if I ever felt one. That's so nice. So nice. Wawa to the rescue on this July 4th.
Everywhere else is closed.
Go figure. So we
couldn't even get tacos.
Gotta get a Wawa. Jesse's missing out. Love you. Thank you.
Good to you.
See you, buddy.
Safe drive back.
You too, man. We'll be in touch. Pressure up. Dun 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 dun. Alrighty guys, excuse the wind, excuse the shakiness, but we are in 5th gear, 50 miles an hour. Got a pretty decent hill up here. Show you guys the EGTs, if it'll ever focus. Pushing it kind of hard. We could have upshifted up that hill, no problem. Probably didn't even go over 1,000 degrees. This thing runs insanely cool, insanely smooth. Can't even tell the trailer's behind you. Alrighty guys, so back home finally. I am exhausted, I'm tired, but it was a great productive day. It's a little hard to document the EGTs and the boost and how that truck tows being loaded. All you guys need to know is awesome. It tows awesome. It is just as much of a joy to drive loaded as it is unloaded, and it hauls. It doesn't, you don't even know, besides getting started and getting rolling, say from a dead stop, it really performs well. You barely know it's back there when you're up to cruising speed. I mean, you don't even need to downshift the thing. It's awesome. But just to recap, valve body pressures are up. Trans is ready to kick some ass, ready to be driven, used, beat on. The thing is just, it's just an animal. It's scary on the street, even in four-wheel drive. It is just completely scary. So do yourself a favor. Couldn't recommend John more highly. He is such a awesome dude, such a great human being. Really cares. Really, he's one of the people who is never satisfied. You know, there's just like he was mentioning about the variable pressure on something. But he's never satisfied. He's always innovating. He's not happy with, okay, well, here's a little bit of a roadblock. Let's just go around it like everybody else. He'll figure out a way to build a bridge and get over it. That's the way, you know, and those are the people who are awesome. He is just such a awesome dude, runs a great company, builds literally the most badass transmissions down in Delaware. If you need any transmission work, service work, he, again, is just a awesome guy to deal with. He'll be taking care of the trans in the first gen. We have some ideas for that, so hopefully that will be coming soon down the line. The first gen is at a point where if we add more power, the head gasket's going to blow and the transmission's probably going to take a crap. So we need to take care of those two things before we really start really adding some power. I have stuff we can add the power. We're going to turn the pump up a little bit, but as soon as we start really flogging it and beating it, something's going to give up. There's always a weak point, so we got to take care of that. But that is going to do that. Wow, that was a long, I barely took a breath doing that whole thing. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to unload the truck. You guys have seen this thing getting loaded and unloaded. You'll see it getting loaded and unloaded plenty more times throughout the year. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it immensely. Big news coming soon. It's not a kid. It's not a kid, guys. I was reading some of the comments. Every single one's a kid. That's not the big news. But we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. See ya.